Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 183 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and we've got a great show for you today. We've got an amazing house in a little suburb called Sunnyvale, and then we're going to head into Uptown and take a look at one of the, I don't want to say original, but it is a great example of a lot of the condos and townhomes that we get built in Uptown.
Yeah, and in our second segment, we're going to talk about 6 things to consider before you build your next house.
You do not want to miss that because, as we all know and we've seen in the news, there's a lot going on with the builders these days.
Yeah, there really is.
So it was pretty timely. And so is the summer. It is here. If you look at the actual weather, it looks like we're going to be in the hundreds for the next week, which is great, I guess. I think that we're going to bring a little story to you next week about how to best take care of your home and land during a drought, because it is really headed this way.
Yeah, it really is. Look at that's our...
It's cloudy and it's 102. That's a lot. Isn't that a lot?
Saturday, Sunday.
Woof. Hey, did you have a good Pride weekend?
I did. I really did. Went to dinner with a bunch of friends on Friday night. Went out to the Pride Festival on Saturday. I'm one of those people that was really disappointed that it moved to Fair Park.
Were you?
But I was pleasantly surprised.
Because you said that now it's more of like a family kind of event as well.
Yeah, it really is. They have done an amazing job of, they have the center part of the festival. They took one of the automobile buildings, and that was the family area. And then they did this other automobile building that was more geared toward teenage kids as opposed to younger kids. So it was really, and perfectly safe for everybody. It was really just, I think, really, really well done.
I love to hear that, and hopefully that we'll continue to see that evolve and become, maybe it can be one of the nation's go-to Pride events.
I hear my friends talk about that Dallas is kind of vying for one of the world prides in the future.
Interesting.
And that this was part of this move was because there was no way that the Oaklawn area would be able to handle any kind of crowd at all. Yep, here's some video from it. It was the parade itself went on for 2 hours.
That is, I don't think I've ever heard of a parade going on for 2 hours. It wasn't like a national sanctioned event.
It was so well done. Lots of large corporation representation, lots of small local organization representation. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I actually just got back on Saturday afternoon from Puerto Vallarta, and Puerto Vallarta the weekend before I was there had a monster Pride event, and I felt
that
like
happened the week after. Yeah, like I was there, I left, Pride was starting,
and then I showed up,
and then you showed up.
I felt like Puerto Vallarta actually had a little bit of a hangover.
I would bet,
and things moved a little bit slower. So, but it was really great. What's really interesting is that in Puerto Vallarta right now, it seems that they also are seeing a surge in Americans, especially in the gay LGBTQ community, moving down there and buying some of these amazing condos. But you have to keep in mind that this is a go-to for a lot of Americans, and it is no longer priced as if it was in Mexico. It's priced as if you were in Uptown. Shocking is the only word I can use to describe the prices in American dollars that are for a 1 and a 2 bedroom condo in some of these.
I've had several friends that have moved down there. I've got 4 friends that I think they either all live together or they all live in the same community building, whatever. And that's kind of how they planned their retirement.
Paul Kirkpatrick is an agent that used to be with David Griffin, and he and his partner, who were one of the founders of Bishop Art District, actually sold their houses, their investment property, and moved there. And we went and saw them, and he now owns a ceramic studio down there, and it is developed. And I looked at him, and I was like, I'm not sure, but he may be living my life in, 20 years. It was fairly amazing. So if you'd like more information about Puerto Vallarta or about a house on Holland or in Sunnyvale, let us know. We'd like to talk to you about them.
I also wanted to take a minute and say thank you to Kavita for coming on the show last week.
She did a great job.
She did such an amazing job. It was so much fun.
And it's so funny because we still have the ladder. Apparently, y'all were ready for any contingencies. Look at you.
Trying to be nice and helpful. So.
I like it. I was kind of thought there might be like, I don't know, maybe a cutout head of myself somewhere that floated around, but apparently it didn't. See, I'm not missed much. With that said, let's talk about some market watch. So this is what we do. We like to take and compare week to week in Dallas County over the last 7 days to kind of give you a realistic, unbiased, unsensationalized look at what is happening in Dallas market and what's happening.
Coming soons are down a little bit week over week. They're down about 22% to 97 last week. The new active listings is up 13% to 517. And then the properties that went into option period are also up 16%. And there were 397 of those new ones last week.
And once you get done with the option period, we move into a period that we phrase as pending. And this means that we're really towards the very end. This went down to 13%. That was 220 versus 254 the week before. And then we look at solds. And so solds actually went up, and that was 28%. 493 versus 384. That being said, I think that also has to do with the carryover from the month before because it was short.
I agree that, the thing that I noticed was last week we had a really larger number in solds. It had gone up 19% from the week prior.
Right.
And now we've even had another one. So, I know for us, it was a very, very active May.
Well, one of the other things too is this is two weeks in a row where we've had a double-digit increase in the number of new homes coming on the market, and that is something that we desperately need to happen right now. So
yeah, even and interest rates have risen a bit, and I think that people are still going to be bringing their houses on the market.
Correct.
I think it's going to slow the market a bit, but I think it's only going to slow it from the perspective of the number of transactions. I don't see prices going down certainly over this, but
I would agree with that.
Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac had a really interesting article. It was an Inman article that was referencing Fannie Mae, a Fannie Mae report that talked about in 2023, they're expecting the average price increase to only be about 3% nationwide. And the thing that I pulled out of that or thought about it was, to get an average of 3%, you've probably got some that are up in the double digits, but you've also got some markets that are probably going to see some kind of decline in pricing.
Kind of interesting. It'll be, and kind of like, as we always say, real estate is like the weather, raining over here and sunny over there. Absolutely. There was also an article in the Dallas Business Journal last day or so that talked about how the next 5 years, the number of jobs relocating here will continue to increase, especially in the North Texas.
Yeah.
So with that being said, one of the things we also like to point out is this market watch is something that we can produce for you. If there is an area, a zip code, your own area that you live in, or something that you're looking to invest in, we can set that up for you to make it where you have a really good snapshot and knowledge. So when the time comes, you can make the decision to buy or to sell. With that being said, Jeff, what do you say we jump into that first house?
Let's go.
What do we got?
First one is 274 Shallow Brook Drive, and this is in Sunnyvale. This is such a great little suburban market. It is so easy to access. My brother and his wife lived a little bit further out in Forney, and he was constantly back and forth into Dallas proper, and really never had any issues getting in. Every once in a while there's a wreck on 80, and it's just like it's going to be. But from an accessibility standpoint, this is really great access to Highway 80.
The other thing too is I feel like people don't realize how close it is to downtown. This is no greater than 15 minutes from downtown Dallas to Sunnyvale, yet it is worlds apart. And one of the great things is like it's not so far north that you get caught on 30 where you actually have to cross the bridge when you get into Rowlett. It is a huge difference, but yet we still have great access to Lake Ray Hubbard, which is really, you get White Rock Lake and then you scooch over, continue east and head to Lake Ray Hubbard. And it is one of the treasures of the North Texas area.
It's interesting that this lake was originally called Forney Lake because of the location
Really?
of Forney. And then the city of Dallas annexed it and brought it in. And now the lake itself and the dam are under the control of the Dallas water system.
Well, interesting, Jeff. You did really good research on that. Also in that area, lots of things to do outdoors. The Samuel Farm Trail, and this is a great little area. As you can see, it's not just one of those ones out in deep West Texas where there's not much. There's a great scenario here set up. There are bike trails, there are picnic areas, walking trails. There is a water fountain, plus an area for you to play volleyball.
And there are places that you can actually fish in this, which, fishing, according to Zach, fishing at Lake Ray Hubbard is really pretty spectacular. He's been out there a couple of times and has done well. But if you don't want to go to that big of a body of water and you want to do something a little smaller, this is a great park to go to.
I love that idea. And everybody talks about where can we get outdoors. This is a great one too. But if you want to stay indoors during the heat next week when it's 102, check out Town East Mall. Town East Mall is a great location, easy access, and it has just about every store that you're going to need to make life easy.
160 different shops there,
Oh, mercy.
Department stores, and as Weston said, super easy to get into because it's really positioned right between the way 30 goes out past 635 and 80 goes out past 635.
Yep. So excellent. So let's go ahead and talk about this amazing house.
Okay.
The address is going to be 274 Shallow Brook Drive. It is a 4-bedroom, 2 full, 1 half bath, 3-car garage, just under 2,900 square feet. It is set on almost half an acre and is amazing.
Great walk-in. They've done the wood floors throughout, and it is such a clean home.
It is so easy, and one of the great things that we loved about this house is it has versatility. So that front little formal seating area could also be easily set up as an office.
And here's the kitchen, the dining room, all open to each other. Gas 6-burner range, white cabinetry, which I think just gives it a really great pop.
And this house was built in 2017. And as you can see here, it has all the creature comforts that we need. Nice gas stove, the nice open floor plan for both the living and the dining room, plus great light from so many different windows. And as you transition here, this is the master bed, and it has great little bump out for additional seating, as you see here. And again, amazing light in and around this area.
This is the master bath with the frameless glass shower, the soaking tub, and it's a really great size bathroom. I mean, double vanity, double sink, big walk-in closet, actually 2 walk-in closets in this one. This is one of the guest bedrooms on the front of the house. And again, you've got great light with the big windows. And then your third bedroom is set up as the third bedroom is set up as the workout room. And then that's the baby room.
So you've got 4 bedrooms, 3 on one side. One of the great things is that through the master bathroom, it does connect into the utility room, which comes out in that hallway. Now, as you see here, we talked about having a half acre, and you can see how much space you have, outdoor seating. If you needed a pool, if you needed a playpen, if you needed raised garden, you've got it. Plus, this driveway is extremely long because it's in the back, and it gives you plenty of space to park a boat or an RV. Now, go ahead.
Then this is the community pool, the community building that is there, that is all part of your homeowners association. You have a small splash pool, and then you've got the larger pool for people that are bigger. Playgrounds also.
So this is 274 Shallow Brook Drive. It is a 4-bedroom. We say 3 bath, but it's a 2 full and 1 half. That makes it the 3 full car garage, built in 2017, just under 2,900 square feet. Came in at 649, and that's 277.96 square foot, which is amazing. So this house is available. And what we do to make life easier for you watching is put a link in the comments. Click on that link. You can look at all the pictures at your own leisure. Zoom in, zoom out on that map. And if you want to take a look at it, let us know. We'd love to make that happen for you.
Okay,
good.
Ready to move on?
Do it.
Okay, 4315 Holland Avenue, unit number 9 is the condo in the Oaklawn area that we're going to talk about. And this is a really great location right off of Wycliffe Avenue, right off of Lemon. There is, anything you want to do within walking distance right there. Super convenient to the tollway, super convenient all the way over to 35. If you're in the hospital district, this is a great location for you to be in.
Absolutely. This is actually 10 minutes from UT Southwestern. And we know that because we have so many clients that live in this area that need to have a 5-minute bubble to and from work. So this is one of those great little hidden gems. And you can see here, it wiggles to that. We really had a tough time just picking 3 elements that were great here because there is so much that happens in this area. One of the things that a lot of people that are from Dallas know, Eddie V's. And Eddie V's is just there on Oaklawn. And one of the things to point out is that Eddie V's has an amazing happy hour. And
That's what you like right there.
It is. So here's the other thing too that most people don't realize about Eddie V's. Eddie V's has a happy hour on Sunday. And most people don't know that. Also, it's one of the last places that you can get a $9 martini during happy hour.
Wow.
So if you're looking for this, really great wine as well, and tons of charcuterie as well. So great place.
And the next thing we wanted to talk about is Highland Park Village. And this is a video that we wanted you to see of it. And we're going to kind of talk through all the shops that are that are at Highland Park Village.
So this is one of the gems in the Park Cities, and it is built all with this Spanish architecture throughout, but yet it still has the brand new stores. I think we're the only North American Tom Ford right now. There's also Harry Winston. And so when we talk about shopping that actually is available on the Miracle Mile in Chicago, they really don't have anything that beats Dallas right now.
No, and you've got great restaurants there. There's a Mi Casina that's there. There's the Honor Bar.
Yeah, Honor Bar.
There. It's a great place to, if you do nothing else, go sit on a patio and people watch.
Yep, Bistro 31, you will not be disappointed. And if you go to the top of Mi Casino, there's a little bar up there called Monkey Bar. All of them very fun, and we've all been to them. So
4315 Holland Avenue is a really cool 3-story townhome. Great combination in use of the brick and the siding. The walk up on these, it just gives you it's kind of a modern vibe, but then it's also got some craftsman built in.
yeah, I love the fact that you have a bedroom downstairs. I think that coming into play is always such a benefit, whether you have a roommate or a long-term guest. Separation is key to everyone remaining happy. The amenities also for this bedroom include a full walk-in ensuite bathroom, and it's just steps from the garage.
And as you come upstairs, you've got this really great living area, plenty of room there for your sectional, dining room table in the center, and then granite countertops, nicely done wood cabinetry, stainless steel appliance package, and plenty of room with pantry and plenty of room to get in there and have a couple of people work.
Yep, 42-inch uppers make it really great. And you can see here it has gas. If you know anything about condo and townhome living, gas is very unique and hard to find. One of the things also that we want to point out is that the engineer hardwood floors were recently just updated.
Also, the washer and dryer is on the second floor in this unit, so it makes it very convenient for you. As you go upstairs, you've got this really great master bedroom, excuse me.
Yep, and it has a walk-in bathroom that is generous in size, and you can get a scale for how far apart those sinks are. It has a separate walk-in shower and a jetted tub, and again, huge walk-in closet.
This is almost like another bedroom.
Easily.
Little patio off of that level as well. Just a great opportunity for somebody. And this is 4315 Holland Avenue. It's unit number 9. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, built in 2003. It's about 1,860 square feet, and it's priced at $525. And we'd like to say thank you to Sean Hooper for letting us talk about his home today. If you'd like to click on any of the links below, I'm getting tongue back today. If you'd like to click on any of the links below to see extra pictures, we'd love for you to do that. If you'd like to take a look at it, reach out to us. We would be happy to make that happen. And we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the second segment of episode 183 of Sold with Updike Pugh. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about new construction because there are 6 things that we have whittled down and decided you probably need to know about these before building a home. And that's a new home.
Yep. And so really the first thing I think that everybody really needs to think about is what do you need in a home? How do you live in a home? Mm-hmm. How many bedrooms do you need? How much square footage do you want to clean on a regular basis?
I think that, this is also the point where you have to do a little bit of forecasting. Mm-hmm. Like, do you foresee that you're going to need additional space? And are you going to get that now? Or are you going to make another move down the road? Mm-hmm. Or are you in that step down stage of life? And you and I both know how important that is because when we were selling out the Sorrento, which was on Turtle Creek, mm-hmm. That was a step down and it was really set up for, the downsize or the uptowners. Mm-hmm. But the size of it really threw people because they thought they could go from, 6,000 square feet down to 1,700. Mm-hmm. And that's such a big step. Mm-hmm. So it is critical, like as Jeff's saying, what do you need? And I think you can go one step further and be like, well, what are you going to take from your house mm-hmm. when you go into those step down modes?
And along that same line, like the home on Shallowbrook, we represented them when they built that home, mm-hmm. and they put a lot of thought into what floor plan worked best for them. How did what upgrades did they want to do? They really thought about it from a perspective of how are we going to live for a while.
Yeah, and I would say that this house that they're in could easily be their 30-year house.
Yeah, and the third car garage I think really helped quite a bit.
Huge.
Kind of rolls into our next topic, which is how much of a budget do you want to have, and that is incredibly important because whether you're building something custom, whether you're building something that's a spec home, or whether you're building something with a builder, you really need to think about how much are you willing to spend. What's the fudge factor also? What is that number that you're going to build into it because you get halfway through the project and you go, oh, I really want that, and it's going to cost me that much more.
And I would say when you're doing new home construction, one of the things that gives me the most heartburn is lot premiums. Mm-hmm. And I think that unless it backs up to a green belt that is defined by the state as a permanent green belt, then I will spend money and I am okay with that. But if we're only paying a lot premium because it is a smidge larger, I feel like that is just slush fund money for the builder, and that is a no for me. Mm-hmm. Other things that I think are 100% okay to keep in the budget are things that are structural. So if you're doing any type of foundation work and roof work that is for the outside living space, that is 100% something to do at the point of construction. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to like the frills, like if you're upselling ceiling fans or
faucets, fixtures,
or door pulls.
Yeah.
That's a no.
No, don't do that.
Flooring, yes, mm-hmm. but it still has to be monitored because that can get really crazy expensive.
It can. The third thing that we wanted to point out is how you're going to pay for all of this now. And there are a couple of different ways you could do financing with it. If you have your own lot, it's really easy for you to go get financing for the construction. You can do either permanent construction to permanent financing, which is, it's really, the benefit of doing it that way is you have one set of closing costs.
Correct.
So you have a construction fund that you work from, and your lender monitors the progress of the house and monitors how much money is being given to the builder along the way. And then when that is completed, that rolls directly into a permanent loan.
Yep. So the next thing we want to talk about too is where do you want to build a home? And I think that we're all very familiar with the likes of Frisco. But I think what we all here are kind of like drilling down is infill product, which is if you were in my neighborhood and you bulldoze a house and you build back up, which is happening. Or as we've talked about before, the exurbs, which are the next layer of homes past the current suburbs. And I think that those both have their benefit, but you really have to weigh that. And a lot of times it is the cost that is the big driver and the difference of those two.
Well, and the amount of land you get. Because once like there are, like we sold a 4.5 acre tract of land in Princeton this year. And that was an amazing piece of property. It was right there on the highway, but you had enough land that you could really build whatever you wanted there.
And that's the exurbs. Look at Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale hasn't quite caught on, even though it's been around for 20 plus years. I think those days of people not knowing about it are over. But, it's half acre to an acre. And driving out there for the open house on Sunday, it is just so different because of, the spaces between the house, the size of the homes. It's just completely different than a Dallas suburb.
Absolutely.
So different.
The fifth item that we wanted to talk about is choosing the right home builder. And that is incredibly important. If you're buying a spec home or you're building something in a developed neighborhood or in a development, make sure that you do research on what the reputation of that builder is. What have they built in the past? Have there been any issues with it? Have they had any lawsuits filed over construction issues? How have they treated their previous customers? I mean, that is an incredibly important thing to think about right now because of the way the market is, and it's tough.
It is. And just take what everyone says in the neighborhood with a grain of salt, because if it's a new home construction, there's always areas and issues. I think that the true test is in 5 years, how does the neighborhood hold up? And
I totally agree.
One of the last things we want to talk about is potential home building disruptions.
We've really experienced that this year, and last year.
It is true.
Pandemic caused a lot of supply chain issues, which rolled over into the cost of lumber. Lumber, fortunately, has started coming back down, but the supply chain issues are not completely out of the way.
No, that is true. And so I think we don't want to doom and gloom this portion of it because we don't want to end on that note. But I think one of the ways to be smart and walk through the raindrops when it comes to this is if you are in a time crunch, this is not what you need to be doing. You need to find that spec home that's done. Because that's going to make life simple.
And that's very true. And one of the things that I learned early on in my career is people that build houses one time will always build their house after that, or they will never do it again. Because it is a process that you really have to mentally manage. Right. But I think at the end of it, you really, a lot of times you end up with a great product because it's much more energy efficient than something that was built, 40, 50, 60 years ago.
Right.
Engineering standards are very different than they were then. And you can end up with a great product that you can stay in for a lifetime.
One of the last things I kind of want to end the segment on is that a lot of times there is the builders lean towards you not needing a realtor because we have the city inspectors are going to make sure everything's okay with that house, and that it could not be further from the truth. There needs to be a liaison that helps to explain and is there on your behalf. A lot of times we are able to circumvent and help to make sure that even after the home is done, that those inspections are done. I was texting with one of my good friends who we helped buy up in Wiley. She is thrilled with us. Apparently there are other people that have purchased recently and did not have agents and did not do inspections prior to closing. And it is trying, and it's unfortunate because you're so excited about your new home and you've bought new furniture typically, and it is where things can really start, and then just to have that bad taste and that stutter step, it's just not fun.
And if you ask a builder a price and the builder says, well, it's this price if without a realtor and it's this price with a realtor, I would really consider that as a red flag.
Huge.
Yeah, because that indicates they do not want somebody in there that it has been through this process before that can help you navigate it.
That's right, because you don't know what you're doing, and they'll be able to grab it and move it around for you.
And one last thing, builder contracts are written in most instances to favor the builder. And
Yes.
so being able to go through that contract, unless you're a contract lawyer, being able to go through that is really difficult to make sure you understand what the implications are of the document you're signing.
Because we're not saying that it can be changed, but to know up front everything
Absolutely.
and to have peace with that rather than being surprised down the road, that is huge.
Absolutely. So I hope you found this helpful today. If you are interested in purchasing a new home, please reach out to us. We'd love to help you with that. And just remember,
We want to be realtors for life.